Good afternoon. My name is Evelyn Laporte, and today I am your special SASSY Talk Show. I am a judge to the Supreme Court in Brooklyn, and I am so excited to be here as your special talk show. And today, we are going to be speaking to one of our sassy supporters. And by the way, I am a very much sassy sister myself. So today, we're going to be speaking with our very own supporter of Sassy, Miss Jean Price. And let me tell you a little bit about her. She's awesome. Miss Price is a documentarian and a pastor and has her own TV show, but I'm going to let her tell you all about herself, and you're going to love her.
Wow. Thank you, Judge. It's such an honor to be here today. My name is Jean Price, as you stated, and I am a documentarian. I did a documentary about my life in 2019. And again, I am not only just a Sassy supporter. I was a 2019 Sassy honoree, and it was great. It was a beautiful event in White Plains. And being a documentarian has been amazing because it afforded me the ability to tell my story and also to talk. 5 other women were on there and for them to tell their story. So it was really a rewarding process to go through, and also the producer of it as well. Every 9 seconds, a young person is sexually abused or assaulted. That horrific statistic was true for me. My name is Jean Price. I was sexually abused from the ages of 3 to 15 years old. Join me as I introduce you to 5 other brave women who shared their journeys. We went from being victims to being victorious.
Miss Price, that is awesome and fabulous. And I never been next to a documentarian in my entire life, so I am privileged and honored to be sitting next to you and share this platform with you. But this month, March, being the Women's History Month, we are delighted to have you and for you to tell the audience of Sassy, how did you become involved? I know you wear a lot of hats, but I want you to pick one of those. Let's talk about the documentary as a documentarian. How did you become involved in that?
Well, I was abused as a child from the time I was 3 to the age of 15 when I finally ran away from home. And I remember sitting on the pulpit one day. My husband was ministering the Word of God, and I felt I heard God say in my spirit, I want you to do a documentary about your life. And Judge, I have to tell you, the Bible says the steps of a good man are ordered. I really felt that my steps were truly ordered in putting this documentary together, interviewing women, and it could have been a man, but it happened to be 5 other women. And we tell our story of how we went from being victims to being victorious. And at the end of the documentary, you literally see us all in church, all gave our lives to God, all praising Him like never before for what He did in our lives. And the most important thing about it, Judge, was being the voice of people that cannot talk about what they have gone through. And that was my experience. I just wanted to be somebody that can make a difference, that can get the word out there, to talk about prevention, talk about awareness, talk about what it's like to be in an abusive home with an alcoholic father, watch your mom get beat. And that has been my press, that has been my aim, and most importantly, that's been my goal.
And that sounds very interesting. Myself being an attorney, and when I was an attorney, I handle those type of cases myself, and I commend you for being able to come to the public and share your horrendous experience. That must have been very difficult for you, but I think you saw it necessary for you to share it with the world and with people, because there are so many probably victims out
Yeah,
there that have gone through the same thing you
true.
went through. So I commend you for
Thank
that.
you.
And I know you also a pastor.
I am.
What was your vision in becoming a pastor? I'm excited to hear.
Well, my husband is a senior pastor of our church in Long Island, and I am his co-pastor. I work right beside him. And when God called him, God called me. So we work side by side with a beautiful ministry of people, of believers that believe in the Word of God, that believe in the transformation of your life. And it has been so great because you see people as ourselves. We came in as broken individuals from just life. And then to watch the hand of God take us and our lives begin to change and begin to manifest himself within us, it's been a tremendous joy to see other people come in who think it's impossible not to be what God has called you to be, and then you turn around and then they're literally walking in where God has told them to walk. It has been a tremendous blessing to see. So that's how it all came about.
That is also
Yeah.
very good work for the community. Now, you are a SASSY supporter, and I understand that you took a part of a SASSY event in the past. Could you tell us about your experience with the SASSY Women Who Win?
Oh my goodness, it was great. 2019, I was actually one of the honorees as well. And we came together and to see the work and to hear how women were being honored for what they've been given an opportunity to do. It was phenomenal. And we came together, it was in White Plains, and we had a wonderful, it was just a great night of people getting together and celebrating each other. And I think that's one of the key points I love is when you can look at somebody else, don't think about yourself, but think about someone else. So it was great celebrating them.
And that's what we do with
Yes.
SASSY, right?
Yes.
SASSY Women Who Win.
Yes.
And we want everybody, the community, to know what exactly SASSY is all about. And we are so honored to have you today. And what we're going to do is that we're going to take a short break. Not everybody, do not go anywhere, because we're going to come right back and we will continue with Jean Price and her awesome life, and you need to hear this. We're going to go to a break. We'll be right back.
All right.
Are you behind on your mortgage? Is the bank threatening to take your home? Are you considering trying to get a loan modification on your own? Did you know that less than 5% of people who tried on their own actually got a modification? At the Mortgage Modification Helpline, we know the rules and regulations banks don't want you to know about, and we've helped thousands of people stay in their homes. So call the Mortgage Modification Helpline today.
Please call 800-650-2047.
With funeral costs averaging over $10,000 and expected to be over $30,000 in 20 years, how can seniors pay for their funeral and not leave this debt to their families? Senior Life Insurance Company offers state-regulated life insurance plans to help cover your final expenses. Up to $30,000 in tax-free money. With plans around $12 a month, covering your final expenses has never been more affordable. This low rate is also locked in for life, and your coverage amount will never decrease. You also cannot be turned down for any health reason. You could qualify for full coverage from day one even if you have many common health issues like diabetes, high blood pressure, or arthritis. This is all done with no medical exam. Senior Life is now enrolling people for this important benefit, so call the number for free information. Don't miss this opportunity for free information on your available benefits. Make the free call now.
Attention Marines and personnel of any branch of the armed forces and their families stationed at Camp Lejeune and contractors who worked at Camp Lejeune. Were you present at Camp Lejeune for 30 days or longer between August 1953 and December of 1987? For nearly 34 years, those on the Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune were exposed to contaminated drinking water, resulting in devastating injuries, including several forms of cancer, adverse birth outcomes, Parkinson's disease, and more. Until now, North Carolina's procedural laws had prevented victims from getting justice if more than 10 years had passed since their toxic exposure. But passage of the Camp Lejeune Justice Act of 2022 would allow victims to file lawsuits seeking compensation for illnesses and injuries linked to the toxic water. If you or a loved one got sick after exposure to contaminated drinking water at Camp Lejeune, you need the right legal team that has the experience, support staff, and resources to seek the maximum compensation for your injuries. Call Camp Lejeune Advocates now for a free consultation and case review.
Please call 800-364-6420.
Well, back, and we're going to pick up where we left out with Jean Price. And we were very excited before the break and listening to all her successes and everything. Now, this is Women History Month, and we are celebrating women that has been successful in our community. And SASSY is Women Who Win. And SASSY stands for Spirit Filled, Anointed, Sisters Say Yes. Now I'm going to ask you, what is your yes? What brings you, what makes you function, do, feel what you do for the community? What is your yes? Tell me.
Can I tell you, Judge, my greatest motivation is to see another woman's life be changed. That you really can go from being what you were to who you are. And when you see that transformation happen, it really does bring me so much joy, because being a person like myself, I know what I brought to the table. I know all my flaws. I know my disappointments. I know my failures. I know my shame. And then one day to see the hand of God change my life, that's the greatest joy I got. Even if it's just for one person, it's worth it all. For one person's life to change, to see that. So that's what pushes me the most.
And I understand, I could relate to that. And women that comes and belongs to SASSY Women, that Women Who Wins. They are like you. You are the face of SASSY Women, women that are fearless, women that will go the extra mile, women that are there to help the community get their hands dirty and do whatever it takes in order to bring a message. That's why we love for you being part of SASSY Women Who Wins. This is a very exciting time for us, and it is a pleasure to have you. Now,
Judge.
to the audience out there that are listening to you, looking at you, what type of advice will you give, especially to women, women of color, women that are struggling, women that do not know what to do? They have a passion, but they don't know where to start. What advice will you give to those women?
What I would say, Judge, is I would have them literally take a look at the little girl that they once were. Because sometimes what happens in your childhood dictates how you're going to be when you're an adult, right? So I would say to them, go back, face your disappointments, face all the frailties, face the shame, face it all. So when you face it, you can accept it. And when you accept it, you could do something about it. And when you do something about it, you become the woman that you're supposed to be. That's exactly what I would say to them.
Awesome. And we're not strangers to struggle.
No, we're not.
And you have become successful in different areas in your life. If you were to describe yourself as a SASSY sister, Women Who Win, how would you describe yourself on one word?
Joyful.
Why is that?
Because I spent a lot of my childhood being sad. And I would dare say what I do in helping other women, it brings joy. And there is a difference to me between joy and happiness. Happiness to me changes. Joy is something that's everlasting. And as long as I know there's joy in what I'm doing and seeing the lives of people, that's the part that I love the most. And I would say joyful, for sure.
And that's very important.
Yeah.
That's very important, that we feel the joy of life, that we feel the joy and the passion of what we do. Doesn't matter what it is, because we all come from different backgrounds. We have different ideas, but we all come together and we could support each other. And it is a wonderful thing that we are able to relate to each other and support each other. And support is very important. Now, another question for you is, what is in your life that has kept you going? Because I know throughout your journey, you have good days and bad days. You have exciting times and then the down times. What keep you motivated and excited?
Oh, that's such a great question, Judge. My faith in God. Because to your point, you have those moments where you want to give up. There's plenty of times I said to God, listen, I don't know why you chose me, and then I have to remind myself, but why not choose you? Why wouldn't God choose you? So I literally challenged myself, and I learned to change the perspective and how I see myself. So that has been my saving grace, is my faith in God and my relationship with Him.
I
For
hear
sure.
you, sister. I hear you,
Yes.
my sassy sister,
Yes.
women who win, and you are definitely a sassy
Aw,
sister,
thank you.
women who win. And once again, it has been an honor and a pleasure to have you in
Thank you
our
so
show.
much.
And we want the audience of Sassy, the members of Sassy, the community of Sassy Women Who Win, to know what type of members and sassy sisters are part of this group. And it is also a blessing that we are you're part of us.
Thank you.
Now, one last question before I let you go.
Okay.
I don't want to, but I'll let you go.
All right.
If anyone out there who has seen you, seen the show, wants to get in touch with you, wants to know more about you, about your organization, about what you do, your passion, wants you to share what you do with them, how can they get in touch with you?
Well, they can reach out to me on Facebook. I have a talk show called Real Talk with Jean Price. My email address is wjprice7@gmail.com. I have a website, WomenIgnitedNowLLC.com. Any of those avenues, they can definitely reach out to me. And I look forward to hearing from you. I do.
And I hope as many people as you could take phone calls and emails
absolutely.
and everything that could reach out to you. I know you're going to be able to, willing and able to help and entertain any comments and concerns and any advice that anybody might need.
Thank you, Jen.
So Jean Price, it's been an honor once
you
again
so
and a
much.
pleasure. I am a judge right now, but you have made my day. And thank you so much. I am very honored to share this platform and table with you. And I hope this is not the last time.
too.
And thank you so much for coming.
you,
And
Judge.
also thank you for being the sassy women, the sassy sister women who wins. Member and supported. We appreciate you deeply. Thank you
for
so
having me.
much.
Thank you, Jen.
Attention Marines and personnel of any branch of the armed forces and their families stationed at Camp Lejeune and contractors who worked at Camp Lejeune. Were you present at Camp Lejeune for 30 days or longer between August 1953 and December of 1987? For nearly 34 years, those on the Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune were exposed to contaminated drinking water, resulting in devastating injuries. But passage of the Camp Lejeune Justice Act of 2022 would allow victims to file lawsuits seeking compensation for illnesses and injuries linked to the toxic water.
Are you behind on your mortgage? Is the bank threatening to take your home? Is your house underwater because you owe more than it's worth? Are you considering trying to get a loan modification on your own? Did you know that less than 5% of people who tried on their own actually got a modification? At the Mortgage Modification Helpline, we know the rules and regulations banks don't want you to know about. And we've helped thousands of people stay in their homes. Are you struggling to keep up? Are you past due on your mortgage? If so, we can help. It doesn't matter if you have bad credit, been turned down, or if you're currently getting the runaround from your lender. The call and consultation is free, and it only takes a few minutes to find out if we can help. So call the Mortgage Modification Helpline today, and let's get your loan modified into one you can afford.
Please call 800-650-2047. That is 800-650-2047.
Welcome. My name is Evelyn Laporte, and I am a justice to the Supreme Court. And today, I am your special sassy guest talk show. And today, this afternoon, we have with us Tenisha Ramos.
Yes.
And Tenisha Ramos, we were talking before you came to the stage, but I have to welcome you, and we are so honored to have you. And this month being Women History Month, we have to honor women with talent like you. But let's get started, because I want the audience to know, what type of talent do you bring to Sassy Women Who Win, which is a great platform for business women like you. And I understand that you started with marketing and production. Tell us about it.
Yes. Well, before I go into myself, I just want to say how honored I am to be here with you. Like I mentioned earlier, I always wanted to be a judge. And as
great.
a Latina, it's such a pleasure and an honor to be here with you.
Thank
So
you
thank
so much. A pleasure to have
Thank
you.
Yes. So as you mentioned, I started in marketing, entertainment, and production. I worked for Universal Music. I helped to brand and start the careers of some pretty influential artists. I worked on Ja Rule, Ashanti. I worked with Ryan Seacrest, a number of huge artists, Beyonce. Goodness, there's so many. There's a list of them. But I started in production, which was TV, film, and then went into music. Then went back to production, producing BET Awards, the Gospel Awards. I managed Tiny Tamika Harris, who is the wife to Tip Harris, who's a renowned rapper. So managed her for 4 years, also her TV career. So I've had a lot under my belt. I've been busy.
I
I've been
can
busy.
see. And
Yes.
you have a lot of talent in your resume.
Yes,
That is
thank
also
you.
with very talented and important people that are very famous today and very well known. So it is my
you.
pleasure to have you next to me. Absolutely.
Appreciate
Now,
that.
let me ask you, right now, you are doing something a little different than what you have been doing with all that talent that you worked with before.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Well, I worked in corporate America for a long time. And my career had its different, because I want to say I wore many hats in my career. I went from managing artists to doing the marketing to program management and digital. Like as soon as the digital world took over, you have to shift. So I shifted my career a bit, went into program management, and then worked very long hours, 10 hours a day. And I realized that you need to make yourself happy, right? But when working that career, it ended up taking me to the hospital. So I found myself very sick and somewhere where I really didn't want to be. So I had said to myself, what is going to make me happy? What can I do to give back? How can I help people realize what's really important, and that's self-love, taking care of yourself and honoring yourself, right? Your body. So I decided that I wanted to open up a spa. I wanted to help people really take wellness seriously, and especially in an area where there is no wellness. So we are in downtown Yonkers, the first luxury spa in downtown Yonkers. We do massages. I'm actually starting acupuncture now. But we do nails, facials, and I love watching people come in and they've had like a stressful day and then they leave a different person. Like I can cry sometimes just rejoicing, the way that people feel after they leave.
That is awesome, and
Yeah.
congratulations on your new adventure. That
Thank you.
sounds so great. Now, Women History Month has been March. SASSY recognized a lot of talented women like you, and SASSY stands for Spirit Filled Anointed Sisters Say Yes.
Yes.
What's your yes? Share it with us.
Wow. Every morning I wake up and I just ask the Lord, what is it that he wants me to do? So I'm passionate about it, and he just continues to guide me to help people. Where I'm at right now with my spa, I help young women that need development in their career, women that don't know what they're doing as much as where they want to go. I'm able to give them a job. That has been like the biggest reward. It's a lot on my back, but it's the biggest reward to be able to take care of a family, and more families. So I think that is my yes, right? To just be able to ask the Lord what path I should be in and continue to know that he's guiding me and to have that faith to do it.
And that is so great.
Yeah.
And once again, let us know where can they find you before we finish this session.
We are Sachi VIP at Sachi VIP on Instagram and SachiNailsandBody.com.
That is awesome. And please look for her, look out for her. I think I'm going to be looking for you because it feels like I need some massaging throughout my entire body. And,
And
for
those
you
nails.
to, and these nails, and for you to get me gorgeous and beautiful.
yes.
We all need some type of relaxation.
Absolutely.
And sassy women who wins, we always sassy, we always gorgeous, we always diva. So we need your business. And that is so awesome. It was so great to have you. And thank you for giving us your address and all these insight as to your business. But before we close this segment, I just want to share with you that we're going to Johanna, South Africa. Please mark your calendar. Well, we don't know when is it gonna happen, what month, but please keep on checking Sassy Women Who Win website for more details. And please don't miss it, because if you do, you are going to be sorry. Sassy is bringing all her sassy women who wins to Johanna's South Africa, and South Africa will never be the same. So please check it out. And once again, thank you so much for participating, Tenisha, during this platform. It was a pleasure to have you. Congratulations on your new journey. And thank you so much again. You're awesome.
Thank you.